Hello and welcome back to my channel of free trade analysis where we will be analyzing USDJPY pair, Dow Jones, DE30 euro, BTC and Ethereum for you guys. If you guys are new to my channel, kindly like and subscribe my channel, and also don't forget to click on the bell icon so you guys can receive regular notifications and you guys do not miss on any profit making trades that I give on regular basis. Okay, so now let's start with the USD JPY pair from where we left off in the last video. We gave you the trades from here that we gave you four buying setups and one selling setup, and one of our buying setup was executed and one of our selling setup was also executed. So you guys can analyze that first. This setup was not executed, so I am removing this setup. This setup was also not executed, so I am removing this setup as well. Okay, and even this setup was not executed, or rather it was a little bit. This has been executed today. Okay, so let me discuss the setups that were executed. Okay, so if you would have followed my channel, and if you guys would have followed this pair in particular, then market was over here when we were analyzing yesterday, and these were the highs. But you can clearly see that I gave you a trade that if these highs are respected, but these were not respected, and this was a new high made. Okay, so if you are following my strategies, and then you guys can easily identify that this was a new high made, and this high was tested again over here. Okay, and then this was a selling candle, then you guys could have easily sold from here and made a profit. I may easily made profit till here. Okay, rather this point. So I'm gonna make a small selling point so you guys can have a better look that as how much profit would that have been. This is 1.1.5. Your selling would be above this. Okay, so this is exactly as 1 by 1.5. You guys could have easily made a good profit from this selling setup as well. Okay, now let me remove this setup, and now let me discuss this buying setup that was executed. As you can see that market was over here, and I gave you this area of support, but this was tested as the lowest area, and this was a support zone that was created again. Okay, so if you guys would have followed this retest pattern, okay, so the market tested this area as exactly not 100% our area, but more. But if you guys know the strategy, the rules and the regulations that I follow, then you guys could have easily gone long on the retest of this candle, which was over here, and you guys could have made a good profit till here. Okay, so now I'm going to take a long position and make a check that as in how much profit you guys could have easily made. Okay, now this would have been and this area would have been our stop loss. Okay, okay. So the profit would be 1 by 2.4, which is a good percentage profit in any trade. The last trade gave us 1.5% profit. This is trade is giving us 2.4% of profit in the risk reward ratio, which is huge in any market. So let me delete this scenario as well. Okay, now the third scenario that we gave to you guys was that if this area is respected, okay, and the market closes above this area, then maybe you can go long. As you can clearly see that this area was over here and this area was broken, and once again in the very next candle this area was again respected and market closed above this area. So you guys could have easily gone long from here, and you guys could have made a profit today as well. Okay, I'm gonna mark this area, and so you guys can have a better idea that as in how much profit you guys could have made today. So this would have been your entry, and this would you would have been your profit. So 1 by 1.3. Okay, so 1.3% profit. The easy profit taking that you guys could have done would be executed easily in this pair. Okay. Now let's continue with the today analysis of USDJPY. As you can clearly see that market is currently hanging in between these area of support and resistance. Our new area of interest is this where exactly the market is currently reacting or rather testing. So I'm gonna mark this area for you guys as well. So if this area is respected again and we get green candles from here, then maybe we can go long from here as well. Okay. Now let me mark a few areas for us that if the market respects rather this area or this area. Okay. Let me mark all the possible scenarios. This area and market closes above, then maybe you can go long. Okay. These two areas, this trade is valid for both of these areas. The second scenario would be that if the market has this area again, then maybe market has this area again, then maybe you can go long from here. Okay. From this point. This would be our second setup of buying, but what if the market closes above this area, then maybe you can go long from here if you are a risky buyer. So, but if you are a risky seller or just a seller, then maybe since we do not like to miss any of our opportunity to sell, if the market goes up and tests this area and market closes below this area, then maybe we can go short. Okay, something like this. Market tests this area and market closes below, then maybe we can go short from here tomorrow. Okay, so these would be our wonderful setups for tomorrow. Now let me give you some bonus trades as well. So as if this area is tested, let me uh, or if this area is tested, we can go long if this area is tested, and we can go short if this area is tested. Okay, so let me mark this in red. So just be vigilant as which area gets tested first. So just be careful, and if this area is tested and the market closes with the red candle, then maybe we can go short. And if market tests this area again and market closes with the green candle, then maybe you can go long. Okay, just wait for the right setup to be executed. The next setup, the next pair that we are going to analyze would be DJ, the Dow Jones analysis. Now let's continue from where we left off. Since last time we analyzed this pair, the market was over here and we gave you two buying setups and two selling setups. The buying setups were not really executed. Rather, only this buying setup was partially executed as the market came down all the way down, tested this area, and closed above this area. If you guys would have made an entry, and then maybe you guys would have made us some little profit from here over here. But this area was respected again, and the market broke past this zone, and market continued to fall. And I clearly gave you a signal that if you are a risky seller and this area is broken, then maybe you can go short straight away. As you can clearly see that this area is broken, and if you guys would have gone short, then you guys would have made a huge profit, and you would still be in good profit. Okay, now let me delete the scenarios that were not executed, which was this selling setup and this buying setup. Okay, let me remove this. Just for the sake of checking purpose, maybe we can check that how much profit did we made from this trade if we, just in case if we took this trade. Okay, From here. Okay, this was an easy one by 1.4% profit. Okay, so okay, once again, I'm trying to tell you that this was the area given by me, but this was the area respected. Okay, so that is not 100% accurate, but still this percentage is vary, and you guys have to be vigilant as what to do in market in what scenario. Okay, so just be vigilant as what the market is doing and do not miss on any profit that is coming your way. Okay, now let me remove this, and now let's analyze that how much profit we would have made if we were a risky seller. Okay, if we were a risky seller, we would have made a sell entry from here. Oh, sorry, this is a buy entry. I'm gonna delete this, and this is a sell entry. Okay, now this sell entry and this would be our stop loss. And now let's see that how much profit we would have made till over here. Okay, so yes, this is the amount of profit that we would have made, which is 1 by 3.2%. Okay, this is a huge profit. Okay, so we are making 1.4% in our buying setup, and we are making 3.2% in our selling setup, which is huge. Okay, so just be vigilant and be careful as what the market is doing. Now let us try to analyze that what the market can do with us next. Okay, I'm gonna remove the resistances that are not really expected to be tested in near future. So now these resistance, now these support zones have converted resistances. So I'm gonna mark this area as a current support area, and now I'm gonna mark another support so we can have a clearer picture. This is another area of support, rather resistance. Okay, and now let me just push it a little further, somewhere over here. Okay, now we can mark our area of interest as in an area of interest from where the market is expected to fall. Okay, and this area, and the second area of interest would be from here, and the third area would be from here. Okay, now let's open the chart in 4 hour, and also we can have a better picture as what the market can do tomorrow. Okay, so I'm gonna move this and wait till here. Okay, so this is an amazing area of support from where we can expect the market to rise significantly, as the last time the market rose from here. So we will mark this area as our area of extreme support, which is the last area of interest. Okay, I'm gonna make this in green color so you guys can have a better idea. Okay, so just wait, if this area is tested and we see some green candles, then maybe we can go long from this area. Okay, now the type of trades that we can execute would be something like this. Okay, if the market tests this area and gives a green candle, then maybe we can go long from here. And the second scenario would be if the market goes over here and then test this area, and then maybe we can go long from here. But what if the market does not do this and market respects this area, and then maybe we can go short from here, and we can easily go short if the market respects this area. Okay, and if we are a risky buyer, then maybe we can go long from here. Okay, so but since the market is falling significantly, we can also go short If the market breaks past this area, then maybe we can just simply go short from here and be a risky seller. Okay, so since we do not want to miss any opportunity, so we have to identify that at which point where do we want to stay and do we want to keep in, so we can make good profits. Okay, so this is an area of interest or an area of resistance for us which is acting currently. So I'm gonna mark this area in red color so you guys can have a better idea to analyze. Okay, so just wait and watch that what the market does tomorrow and just act accordingly. If the market does this area, then maybe you can go short from here. Okay, something like this. Just wait and watch. Okay, now let's analyze the next pair, which is DE30. Okay, now let's analyze that what trades did we give and how did the market behave on those trades. Okay, so the trades we gave were simply that if this area is tested and we have a green candle, then we can go long. Okay, so what happened that this area was the market entered this area and this area was tested and this and we then maybe we could have gone long from here, and the amount of profit that we guys could have made would be something like this. Okay, just wait. 1 by 1.8. Okay, just by a simple long trade. Okay, if this area was tested and you guys had to go long from here. Okay, so one of our long setups was executed, this short setup was not executed, so I'm gonna remove this setup, and this setup was also not executed, and we're gonna remove this. Okay, so this and this setup, we have already discussed this setup which was executed, and I'm going to remove this. And the second setup that we gave was for a selling setup that was on a retest. So if you can clearly see that the market broke past this area, and in the very next candle market again touched this area but still closed down below. If you have to trade in 1 hour, then you guys have to open the small time frame chart. As you can clearly see that this area was broken and till here, and once again this area was tested again, and then maybe you can go short from here on a retest. Okay, so or if you were a risky seller, then maybe what you could have easily done would be that you guys could have easily gone short from this point. Okay, just let me. Yes, so if you were a risky seller, then you guys could have easily gone short from here, and then but you guys would have hit a stop loss. Then maybe you guys could have again gone short from here. Okay, and then you guys could have made a good profit and still be running in profit. Okay, now the amount of profit that you guys would have made, I'm gonna mark short position from here just for the more clarity, or rather in the next candle you guys would have gone short from here. Okay, if you are a risky seller. Okay, I'm figuring out the amount of profit that you guys would have made if you guys were risky sellers. Okay, okay, so 1 by 1.1, which is normal, not bad. So not a huge profit in this, but still no profit, no loss. So this let us discuss further that what should we do next in this pair. Okay, so what should we do next? Okay, so as you can clearly see that the market is falling significantly. We're gonna open the larger time frame to identify our support zones and our current resistance zones. Okay, so these support zones have been broken clearly. So now these support zones would change to this level, and this would still come into play, but we would wait for a little while. So what we can do is we can mark this area as an area of interest. This area would act as an area of resistance. Okay, and another area of resistance would be this area. Okay, so now we can open smaller time frame, and now we can execute our trades accordingly. You guys can clearly see that this is a double bottom position that is being formed right now. So if we see a good closing of this candle in a positive manner, then maybe we can go long from here. Okay, the market has tested this area, and if we can go long from here, then definitely we will, and we can make a good profit out of it. Okay, but what if we see a selling setup? Okay, how do we identify either this area is tested again? Okay, now I'm gonna make this in red color so you guys can clearly see this area. If this area is tested and the market closes below this area, then maybe we can go short. Okay, the second selling scenario would be if the market closes below this area. Yes, market closes below this area, and market tests this area again, and then once again the market closes below. That would be our second selling setup. The third setup would be if we were a risky seller, we would sell straight away if the market closes below this area. Okay, so but if we are looking for a buying scenario, then this is a good area to buy, as in from here if we see a good buying setup, then maybe we can easily buy from here if this area is once again tested. Okay, so I'm gonna mark this area as a good buying area as well. Just be vigilant, as in whichever area gets tested first. So just wait for the right setup to be executed, and even this area can be tested for a double top, what you can say. If this area is tested, something like this. Okay, let me mark this in red. Okay, and if we see a sell closing, then we will sell from here as well. Okay, so now let's move on to the next pair, which is Bitcoin. So now let's do some Bitcoin analysis. Okay, so what does the BTC say to us, and what analysis did we do last time? Okay, the market was over here. We analyzed it that this selling setup might come into play, but this did not really come into play. The extreme selling setup was from here. Did it come into play? Yes, it has come into play from this point, and you guys could have made good profit. And what if this buying setup was never in play? I think so. Let me see. Yes, it is still not in play. Okay, so another setup was that if you were a risky seller, then you guys would have made good sell profit from directly selling this pair. Okay, I am removing this buying setup as this was not executed. Even this cell setup was also not executed. So I'm going to remove this as well. So this setup was executed. So let me remove this as well. Okay. So market was over here and we then waited for the market to reach up till here and test this area. Then we guys would have made sold and we guys would have made a profit till here. Then once again the market closed below, tested this area, and then again we would have made some profit till here. Okay. So I am going to take some trades for you guys so you guys can have a better idea as how these trades would have been executed and you guys would have made some good profit. Something like this. How much is it? 1 by 1.6. Okay. So the next setup would be to sell over here. Our stop loss would go all the way up till here, but similarly our profit would also go down till here. Okay, so that easily 1 by 1.7 profit you guys could have made easily. Okay, another selling setup that was executed immediately was this one, which was this. I told you guys if the market closes below this point that maybe you can go short from here. Okay, as you can clearly see, but you guys would have hit a stop loss over here as the wick of this very next candle is long, and you guys would have hit that wick easily unless you guys were following another rule of stop loss, which I am not currently recommending at the beginner stage. Okay, now let's discuss then what kind of trade should we look at today. Okay, now the market is respecting this area again. If the market continues to respect this area and closes below, then maybe we can go short. And another scenario would be market respects this area and then market has this area again, and then maybe we can go short like this. Okay, another scenario would be to go long. Okay, to go long the market has to respect the recent areas, which is this. I'm going to change its color to green. So market has to respect this area first, and I'm going to change its color to green, and then market has to close above, and then maybe we can go long. Okay, and from here the market can if we are a risky buyer, the market closes above this area, then maybe we can just simply go long. Okay, and if we are a risky seller, if the market closes below this area, then maybe we can go short straight away. Okay, but just wait for this area and be very vigilant for this area to be tested. If this area is tested, then maybe we can go long from here, as this is a good area of interest. Okay, I am marking this area as a good potential area to buy. Okay, so just be vigilant and be careful from where we have to go long and where we have to go short. I'm going to mark an area above here as well, so you can have a better idea from here. Okay, so this is an area from where we can go short if the market is closing below. Okay, just be careful. The next area, the next pair that we are going to analyze would be Ethereum. The Ethereum analysis. Okay, the last time that we did the Ethereum analysis, the Ethereum was at this point, and we gave you some selling trades which are not executed, and rather the buying setups. Out of three selling setups, only one of the risky sell setup was executed, and the both of the buying setups were not executed. So I'm going to remove this setup, and this setup as well. Okay, only this setup was executed, which was, and it has given us huge profit, I guess. Now we are gonna analyze that as in how much profit did we make from this trade. If we guys would have put our stop loss over here, then we could have made a good profit till here, I guess. Yes, 1 by 2.7 or a little bit more. Okay, 2.8. 1 by 2.8, which is a huge profit. I think if you guys would have just simply followed my strategy of being a risky seller, then you guys would have made a huge profit. Okay, so now we have this area as an area of resistance for us, and even this area is also acting as an area of resistance. Okay, now let me open this chart in the 4-hour chart. This area has been tested again, and the market closes in a selling candle. Then maybe we can go short, as the market is going short for Ethereum as well. Okay, so now let's mark all the kind of setups that we can have, the possible setups. Market goes up again, test this area, and if the market goes below, then maybe we can go short, something like this. And the second setup would be if the market goes below this area and we are a risky seller, then we can just sell from here. The third setup would be if the market closes below this area and the market tests this area again, something like this, and then the market once again closes below this area, then we can go short. Okay. Similarly, if the market respects this area, something like this, okay, just wait, okay. If the market respects this area, then maybe we can go long. Okay, respects this area and gives a positive closing, then maybe we can go long like this. Or if we are a risky buyer, which I would really not recommend, the market close above this area, then maybe we can go long from here. But since it's selling market is currently getting sold, so my preference would be to stay in the selling side of the market. Okay, now let's hope that you guys would have loved our analysis for all the pairs that we have just analyzed for you guys, and we have also showed you the amount of profit that you guys could have easily made from our previous analysis. So if you would love to continue to make more profit, then please like my channel and like this video. Just let me know in comments if you would like to know more, and subscribe my channel, and also click on the bell icon so you guys can receive regular updates from my feed. Thank you.